A judge rules Florida's updated Stand Your Ground law is unconstitutional. The Stand Your Ground law in Florida first became widely known when George Zimmerman was found not guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Roland Martin in 2012. He claimed it was self-defense. Prosecutors said the law made it easier for judges to dismiss criminal charges if they believe someone acted in self-defense. On Monday, a Miami-Dade Circuit Judge said changes made to the 2005 statute, which were backed by the National Rifle Association, no shock, should have been crafted by the Florida Supreme Court instead of the legislature. Also, when it comes to this particular law, remember, it also varies in terms of how judges use it. So you have mostly black folks, when they claim stand your ground, it was rejected compared to others. Now, the other problem with this law is that, frankly, DAs opposed it. Police departments opposed it. Isn't it amazing how people are selective when law enforcement is against such things, but they support them? Let's go to our panel here. I mean, this is, again, Angela, the Wild Wild West in Florida, somehow believing that, oh, no, let's just keep letting people have the right to just shoot and kill folks with impunity.
Well, you know, stand your ground gets into some really hairy territory in terms of, like, what's the reasonable man standard inside of that? You just get into a lot of subjectivity. And, you know, I think that when you look at the law in terms of you're able to defend yourself on your property or defend your personal property, it creates a certain amount of parameters around which the evidence and the facts can be judged. But when you're kind of in an emotional, ambiguous space, it's very dangerous.
Well, and by expanding it, Spencer, their whole attitude was, oh, we're going to allow you to be able to shoot folks in even more places.
Yeah, you know, this gun thing is so tied up in race. They did a study that showed that when you show a white person a picture of a black person, their opposition to gun regulations goes up here. We got a scenario where there are a lot of white folks who are buying guns out of fear of black folks, and they're actually more likely to commit suicide with those guns than to use the guns to defend themselves in homes. It's a really deep issue in terms of this guns and race thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. America's gun culture, man. I mean, you know, young people watch this show, getting ready to go to school, they're on summer vacation, go to law school. Because what you see is the Florida court has stepped in, and they're telling the legislature, no, this is our purview. Yeah. And increasingly, whether it be the federal government, state government, what you see is we're going to increasingly have to look to the courts, whether it be to stop voter suppression or to deal with these statutes that are being passed in these legislatures to free people up to shoot folks. And that doesn't stop anybody. Look at what happened in Little Rock, after all.
And let me also just say, this Philando Castle thing, this notion of not supporting gun rights there, the selective piece, this NRA ad that just came out that's basically a big attack on Black Lives Matter. It's not about gun rights. It's like an attack on Black Lives Matter here. So, again, this notion of race and guns is just deep, and it's kind of a part of our culture in the country.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no. That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.